Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to our Sports Podcast. I am Joel Anderson.
I'm Jordan Pomaville.
And joining us, as always, is the sports outsider, Phil Ranta.
I'm outside. You whisper outsider a little bit every time.
I feel like the way that we introduce you, Phil, it's always like, oh, you're like our guest.
I kind of am.
Like, Jordan and I are like the people on the podcast, and you're the guy who's like, oh, I'm also here. And that's, I feel like that's rhythmically misleading.
I don't know. I feel like it's more you're featuring, like on
Right.
Saturday Night Live,
I can see
or
that, yeah.
it's like, and Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra. Like, we're explaining what you do here.
But Phil's not the band. He's not like a co-host. Like, Phil is...
Right,
No, I'm like
owns-
Alice from...
We're all
from
co-hosts.
The what's the show where Alice is the maid? The one with
I
the
don't-
bunch of kids.
the Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch.
No.
Where they say, and featuring Alice or someone as Alice. I don't
still
know her
don't-
name.
again-
You are both like the Professor and Mary Ann when they
Right.
threw them into the theme song
Yeah.
after the first
They're
season.
like, I'm Professor and Marion. Now the Gilligan, right?
Wait, how does that work with the basic concept of Gilligan's Island?
They had to add them to the credits because they became bigger. They weren't originally in the theme song.
Oh,
They
but
were
on-
the
they were-
rest. And then
Yeah.
after season one, the
okay.
cast got together and said, hey, could you put Mary Ann and the Professor in the theme song? So you
Wait,
notice
how
they
many
added
people
it.
are on the boat?
A lot.
Gilligan, the skipper two, the millionaire, and his wife, the movie star, the Professor and Mary Ann.
Down in Gilligan's Island.
This is a
That's
sports
it,
podcast.
right?
Let's bring it back to
I
sports.
guess I've never actually watched an entire
featuring
episode
the
of Gilligan's
coconut with
Island.
the radio.
Oh,
That's
man.
me.
I watched a lot of TBS at 8 a.m.
Very
Yeah.
funny.
Okay.
Not at the time. You know what? At the time it was, because it was Gilligan's Island and then Bewitched.
There we go.
Sports. Phil, catch any games?
Nope.
Come on. There was some of the national title game.
Are you surprised we're 103 episodes in?
It's part of the Jesus.
Tim Tebow, update, watch, update, news roundup.
Tim Tebow, update, watch, update, news roundup, brought to you by
Mentos, feel the rush, and your mouth is running.
Was that the last drop? Because it kind of sounds like the machine's crapping out.
We'll fix the machine. We'll
Yeah.
we'll
Oh, okay,
service
all
the
right.
It's been
machine.
years since we serviced that machine, if you know what I mean.
It's like the opposite of your mom, Phil.
Tim Tebow sparkles in TV analyst debut. Just misses title game score prediction.
Ooh.
Tim Tebow is welcomed to ESPN with open arms and open mouth kisses as the former and future NFL quarterback gave his insight on Monday's BCS national title game.
Ah.
Tebow was playfully teased by fellow University of Florida alum Jesse Palmer. Man, there's a lot of Jesse Palmer on the podcast
Right,
lately.
right?
Well, we're trying to expand our demo, and it's
We went from 0 to Jesse Palmer in like no time flat.
right.
Yeah.
Well, more news about Jesse Palmer, not more news about John Saunders. That's
Right.
not going to help us. That's
No,
with the
I don't
ladies.
think- yeah.
The ladies like Jesse Palmer. Also, remember to set your DVRs for an all-new season of The Bachelor, Monday nights on ABC.
Ooh, Jesse Palmer?
Oh, he was on season 5.
Yeah.
Lemonade, iced
So
tea, Jesse
kind
Palmer.
of Jesse Palmer.
Tebow's prediction for the final score was 35-31 Florida State over Auburn. With the final score 34-31 Florida State, Tebow's accuracy as an analyst far surpasses that of his arm, and he has already generated some broadcasting Hall of Fame buzz.
Ooh, can't wait.
Well, so far, I mean, here's the thing: people don't realize that every broadcast he's on is a win. And I think people have to respect that, even if he himself is like stumbling over words and not doing a good. I mean, you got to respect the fact that he's a born broadcasting winner.
This is true.
Yeah.
Now, so it's a great TV debut. ESPN says Tebow will be on its various programs and platforms leading up to his August debut on the ESPN SEC network.
Good for him.
Well, wait a minute. August? Well, wouldn't that kind of, conflict with the NFL season?
I don't know. I have no frame of
It's
reference.
almost like they're planning for him not to be an NFL quarterback.
Meta World Peace guarantees Tim Tebow will win NFL championship. Subheadline, personal physician guarantees Meta World Peace has stopped taking his meds and asks the public to please contact the authorities if you believe you have seen him.
Oh, dear.
Coinciding with his television debut, Meta Ron World Peace tweeted, Tebow will win an NFL championship guaranteed.
Does he know that it hasn't been the NFL championship since like
Joel,
1968?
it's guaranteed.
Well,
Right.
here's the thing. It's not guaranteed. That's why we can't completely trust it. But
He
no.
should know something about guaranteed.
Is that Ali Sheedy's way of guaranteeing things?
No.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No, Rasheed Wallace.
That makes more sense.
We assume he means the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Then he goes on to tweet, I'm actually upset I have a Tebow jersey and never had the chance to brag. Parenthetical Jets.
He does have to
Parenthetical, no
specify.
hashtag?
No.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I think he's an
The
odd duck.
punctuation is also atrocious.
I imagine.
I wasn't going to say anything.
But you did.
Since you brought it up.
If Meta Ron World Peace
Right.
is making the prediction that the wildly successful Super Bowl era is going to come crashing to a close this summer, the AFL and the NFL are going to separate again, and the NFL is going to hold its own separate NFL championship like they did until the late 60s, and that Tim Tebow would then quarterback the team that won that. I mean, if he winds up being right about that, that's going to be one hell of a call.
I think it's safe to assume he means the Super Bowl, and it doesn't make it any less crazy. You might say, well, Meta World Peace says a lot of things.
Well,
And
Meta World Peace says a lot of things.
that's right, Phil. According to a January 3rd report by the Wall Street Journal's Chris Herring, World Peace tweeted 67 times in less than 24 hours. Statisticians will tell you, when you tweet that much, basic laws of probability suggest you're going to say something about Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow, update, watch, update, news roundup.
Tim Tebow, update, watch, update, news roundup. Brought to you by...
Mentos, feel the rush.
We really got to clean that.
Why do we use tape? That doesn't make any sense.
I
If that
know.
machine is still running on like reel-to-reel tape.
I'll run it off my Discman next time.
Well, the show is recorded on reel-to-reel tape. When we
We
talk
haven't
about-
digitized?
No.
no, we use it on Real Player, so it's reel-to-reel tape.
We're using Real Player?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're using Real Player for our reel-to-reel.
When Steve edits it, it involves Scotch tape and a razor blade.
That's only because he's committing suicide every time.
Committing suicide. They're just suicide attempts that he's trying to bandage with Scotch tape.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mean it. I'll just use this Scotch tape.
It's a cry for help.
What's on the show today?
Well, we've got Dan Batard. He's
Ah.
an ESPN commentator who gave away his Hall of Fame thing for ballot for baseball to Deadspin, a website, because he did not respect the Hall of Fame. Did I get that right?
You got that
we're
right?
gonna send
Oh my
you out
God.
to get burritos when he's here, Phil.
I was going to say, I don't
Otherwise,
even
you
know his
might-
backstory.
You might embarrass us in front of the intelligent
He's the host
baseball
of
person.
Dan Batard is highly questionable.
That is highly questionable.
And I think he went to a highly questionable website to do this.
Yeah, Deadspin.
All
yeah,
of-
go
all
to
of these
the
things.
Jokers. Bunch
Right.
of Jokers.
We do also have managed to collect via our massive international system of surveillance and
Oh,
microphones.
my God, I hate that
We've got
explanation.
microphones
I know
in
you-
every
you
single
do.
stadium and every single relevant sports place.
Jordan, you can't.
Why
hate,
do we bring this up? This is like
can't-
the A-Rod internship.
you
I hate it
can't-
so much.
You can't hate facts, Jordan, and it's a fact.
You're
that
right,
we have
you're
these
right.
things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can hate facts, but they're still facts. Anyway, we've managed to collect the New Year's resolutions of most of the world's biggest athletes. So we are going to
Couldn't
pass
we
those
have just
along to you.
asked them?
No,
Couldn't we just
microphones.
go on
because
Twitter?
then
They
they
tweet
might
their
lie
name.
about him. We had to wait until they like muttered under their breath what their real, true New Year's resolution is,
All right.
and that's what we got for you.
We have a weird sportsman.
You're goddamn right we do.
All right. And an all-new news.
News on the Sports podcast with Jordan, Joel, and Phil.
News. Florida State captures BCS title after beating Auburn 34-31 in SEC Invitational.
Oh, spoiler
Hey!
alert.
I have to say, I'm really glad. I very nearly, when Auburn went up like 21-3, very nearly made like some snide tweet about like, there's nothing I love more than watching the year's offensive juggernaut get abused by SEC defenses. And I'm really glad I didn't, because I would have looked like a real asshole.
I would have bet Auburn with the points because I think at game time they were up to like over a touchdown. And it's
Really?
like, yes. Florida State was favored. The line opened at 7.5. I believe Florida State.
I don't know what that means.
Subheadline: BCS stalwarts openly wonder if the college football playoff can also deliver exciting fourth quarters.
BCS Star Wars?
Stalwarts.
Oh, less fun.
Yeah, it's not even a sports word. It's just a word, fella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Florida State finishes number 1 and ends the SEC's 7-year reign of terror. Some wrote that this exciting game was a fitting farewell for the BCS, when in reality, a fitting farewell would have been unlocking the BCS's Wikipedia entry so we could all edit the page and blow off some steam. That would have probably been the best way to wrap this up.
I know I would have.
Yeah. Hey, there's an idea. Wikipedia comment section.
Oh, man, that would be bad.
That's the end of the world, right there.
Yeah.
Anne Frank would not have a good Wikipedia page anymore.
After going 2-0 in BCS bowls, with Clemson and Florida State winning, insiders speculate the ACC has narrowed the corruption gap with the SEC. At the same time, the SEC has narrowed its own corruption gap with the SEC. That's the regulatory body. Okay.
I missed that.
I would have laughed, but I don't get it.
Thanks, Phil.
No problem.
Okay, so now the BCS, as we all know, was came into being in 1998, and prior to its creation, the AP pools number 1 and number 2 teams had met in bowl games only 8 times in 56 seasons.
People forget the BCS was actually a significant improvement over the system that preceded it.
Well, here's the thing: since the creation of the BCS in 1998, AP's number 1 and number 2 teams met 13 out of 16 seasons. But this is the BCS, whose sole purpose was to give us a championship game between the best 2 teams in the country. Couldn't even do that every year.
Yeah.
However, they batted 1,000 in giving automatic bids to teams that didn't deserve them.
Yep.
Oof.
I have a whole. I'm not going to read them down, but if we needed it at the time, I had a list of all the teams that didn't deserve it every
Wouldn't
year.
mean anything to me.
Check the appendix for this episode of the Sports Podcast, and Jordan will read off all those teams.
A quick list here. These are people who are sad to see the BCS go. Most people are happy to see the BCS go. Here's who's sad. The voters in the Harris poll.
Oh, there's people on this list.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
all right,
There's plenty.
Yeah.
The voters in the Harris poll, whose members had just figured out how to use email to send in their top 25, and now they're not even needed anymore.
I know, right? That's a zing, fella.
United States metric system proponents. Bummed out. There's a note here that's excluding the scientific community, who have always been very supportive of college football playoff.
Yep.
Journalists on deadline in need of a column that writes itself.
Right. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah.
The
Sucks for them.
Westboro Baptist Church.
They hate everything.
Right? Those guys are jerks. Waterford Crystal, whose trophy will no longer be used. Their entire market share in the southern United States is made up of crystal footballs behind glass in athletic departments. Because the South is poor and they sell crystal. That's that joke.
Yeah. Also, they have most of those trophies.
Yeah, right.
I want to see the stand-up that ends every joke with, and that's that joke. Like, that's the catchphrase.
And that's that joke. People with the initials BCS, despite the teasing from coworkers, in the end, they really liked the attention they received.
Yeah, probably.
Congressmen looking to score easy points by introducing meaningless college football playoff resolutions instead of doing their job. Looking at you, Senator Orrin Hatch.
Oh, zing! And he's from Utah. Why would he give it? Yeah.
Well, because Utah,
because
before they
Utah
were in
for
the
a while
Pac-12.
used to think that they mattered. Yeah.
Yeah. People who want to get back on the gold standard.
Those people are lunatics.
All right. BCS Chairman Bill Hancock. Actually, he doesn't care. He's already been named the executive director of the new college football playoff.
Oh, okay. Well, wait a second.
No, so sorry. He shouldn't be on that list.
Yeah, but so after his tenure as the BCS chair, he immediately gets to be the playoff chair?
Yeah. It was
no one had an issue with that?
Nope.
Nobody took,
Not me.
And finally, faculty senates at universities across the country who actually want to maintain the ideals of amateurism in student athletics. I'm sorry, guys. Capitalism wins again!
Yeah.
Everybody pay attention to Dennis Rodman. He's back in North Korea and making comments about a Korean-American political prisoner.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Dennis Rodman, purveyor of basketball diplomacy and besties with Kim Jong-un, was in North Korea organizing a friendly basketball game when an interviewer asked if he would raise the issue of Kenneth Bae, an American who has been jailed in North Korea for over a year for crimes against the state. Crimes against the state is North Korea's version of college athletics' violation of team rules. Rodman's response implied it was Bae's fault. Kenneth Bae did one thing, Rodman replied. If you understand what Kenneth Bae did, Do you understand what he did in this country?
What did he do?
Well, he was a Korean-American Christian missionary and tour operator based in China, and he's been detained for more than a year. North Korea sees missionary work as a threat to its authoritarian government. That's courtesy of the AP article.
Goo.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yikes.
He was asked to explain, and Rodman turned to a slew of unintelligible expletives directed at the CNN reporter. I don't give a rat's ass what the hell you think. I'm saying to you, look at these guys here. Look at them. They dared to do one thing. They came here. Of course, Rodman.
Good point.
Yeah. Of course, Rodman has to apologize because he's got a PR guy now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And he goes, I want to apologize.
Where was this person in the entire 1990s?
I take full responsibility for my actions. It had been a very stressful day. Some of my teammates were leaving because of pressure from their families and business associates. My dreams of basketball diplomacy was falling apart. I had been drinking. But it's not an excuse. But by the time the interview happened, I was upset. I was overwhelmed. It's not an excuse. It's just the truth. I feel like I'm sorry I was drunk, and I have a really hard time distinguishing between positive and negative attention. Would have also worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never would have believed that. I do also have to say it kind of sucks to be Dennis Rodman because if you're talking about being besties with a Kim as a basketball player, he really picked the wrong horse there.
Yeah.
Because if you pick Kardashian, that means having sex with a beautiful, curvaceous woman. And he picked the dictator of North Korea.
Right.
Usually
a real
it's not one or the other, though. If it was, it'd be a very different world. North Korea would be empty.
The U.S. State Department distanced itself from Rodman and said it did not want to dignify his activities or comments by commenting on them. Good work, State Department.
Yeah,
They totally commented that,
They
though,
were
right?
all over that one.
Rodman dedicated the game to his best friend, Kim, and afterwards the two probably bonded over their erratic personal behavior. Hey, remember when I wore a dress to promote my new book? Oh, yeah. Remember when I killed my uncle because I was having a bad day?
Classic.
They probably didn't have, they probably
Classic Kim.
Classic
Yeah.
Kim.
Vintage Kim.
Wait, we're talking about Kardashian still, right?
Nope.
Yeah, they
Oh,
probably
okay,
didn't
never
have
mind.
sex after that, though, did they?
No.
Yeah.
Rodman said he was honored to play the game in North Korea capital and called the event historic. Some members of U.S. Congress, the NBA, and human rights groups, however, say he has become a public relations tool for the North Korean government.
True.
Wow. Way to call it like they see it there. Bold. Bold.
But here, as a PR tool for the North Korean government, probably only works because North Koreans do not have access to Rodman's Wikipedia page. Or if you search his name on the North Korean internet, it directs you to Michael Jordan's stats.
I don't get that.
Bolstered by rebounding machine, the worm, it should be added.
Right. Now, the government's poor human rights record and its threats to use nuclear weapons against rival South Korea and the United States have kept it a pariah state. Kim shocked the world in December by having his uncle, once considered his mentor, executed. Rodman has refused to address these concerns while continuing to forge a relationship with Kim. If Dennis Rodman...
Kim Jong-il, not Kim Kardashian.
No, Kim Jong-il. If Dennis Rodman's dad didn't feel like an asshole before abandoning the family, I hope this really makes him reflect on that decision.
Yeah. Big screw up.
Okay, so joining us now, Phil is left for burritos, and we have with us Dan Batard.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here, Joel, Jordan.
Hey.
It's good to see you.
Great to have you on the podcast.
It's great to be on yet another recording medium where I get to talk about sports. I have many.
Absolutely.
You do. I believe you have a show in Miami, and I believe you're a columnist, and you have a show on ESPN. Dan Batard is highly questionable.
I'm highly questionable. It makes it think that my opinions might be put into question, but actually, it's people asking questions to me. It was a clever name. I'm proud of it.
Oh, okay. So we do have to get right to it. You have been suspended from the Baseball Writers Association of America.
Yes.
For...
And stripped of your Hall of Fame vote forever.
Yeah. Because of
Stripped of the vote
social
forever.
commentary.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is you released your Hall of Fame ballot to the website Deadspin, a move that lots of people might refer to as Batarded.
Oh, yeah, that's... You know what? I'm going to use that on my show. That'll make me even more highly questionable.
Absolutely.
In both ways. They'll ask me, do you support being called Batarded? And they'll be like, I question his opinions.
Absolutely. So, Dan, we do have to ask, though, I mean, what motivated you to go ahead and release your ballot like this? And
I'm out to tell the truth,
Okay.
Jordan and Joel. All right, I am a newsman focused on sports.
That's...
Therefore, I have
Okay.
to dive deep. I have to learn the secrets of the game, and I need to release them to the world. The world is on the internet right now.
I feel like most people would refer to you as like a commentator as opposed to...
No, I'm starting a website, a hard news website, revealing all the secrets of baseball, calling it Pitchy Leaks.
Oh, good God.
Yep, Pitchy Leaks is going to give you all the secrets that you've been wanting to know, just like the ballot for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
This is admittedly a fairly clever name. But
I would say this is admittedly a fairly clever name to Joel. So nope. I think it is highly questionable.
It's because you pitch in baseball, Jordan. I don't know if you got that part.
No, we know about pitching.
It's like WikiLeaks, but for baseball. It's Pitchy Leaks.
What kind of secrets are you even talking about? Everything's out there now.
I know more than other people.
Well, like what?
All right, for example, did you know? Hold on, I'm going to whisper this so it doesn't get out to the world because it's a secret. Did you know? Did you know, Joel and Jordan, that sometimes the pitcher spits on the ball and then pitches the ball? It's called a spitball.
Literally everybody knows about that.
And it's really not.
It's a Pitchy Leak. I'm going to put it out on the wire.
Doing
also,
that for like
it's
110
often not
years.
spit. It's often sandpaper.
That's sandpaper
just
too.
A colloquialism
it's
for
true.
spitball.
Sometimes they put other things. They hide something under their hat. Hold on, I got to whisper this part. They hide something under their hat, and then they rub it on their fingers, and then they put it on the ball.
Your whisper is basically you're a little breathy prior to speaking as loudly as
That's
you ever
my
do.
whisper.
Okay.
All right. Now, that is something everyone who follows baseball knows.
Literally
Can you give us
everyone.
something else?
Did you know that Canada has a baseball team?
I think you should need to
everybody-
whisper. You should be whispering.
That time I was whispering. There's one in Toronto. It's called the Blue Jays.
Yeah, but it's called the Toronto Blue Jays.
Blue Jays.
It's not a secret at all.
Joel, you should be whispering it like I am. You don't want the words to get out unless they're reading it
on their jersey.
On my ad-supported website, Pitchy Leaks.
Tens of thousands of people in Toronto go to see the games that they play in front of a crowd.
Yeah,
in
but
Toronto.
it's Canada. They don't have any way to get the word out to the masses.
The maple leaf is on their uniform.
Yeah. Wait, it is?
Yes.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, but who watches their games? Nobody. Because nobody knows. It's a secret.
All right. Again, not a secret, Dan.
Not a secret at all.
Can you tell us something maybe a little more insider? You're
looking for an Easter egg. Like on DVDs when you click on different parts of the menu to get secret stuff.
Sure.
I've got an Easter egg for you. Do you know the Yankees were heavily featured in the television show Seinfeld?
Yes. Yes, I think
that show was...
It's a secret.
No, it was on broadcast television back when
nobody
broadcast
watched
television
it.
was still
Nobody
a thing.
watched those episodes.
It's one of the most popular
millions
shows of all
people.
time.
Nope. You got to whisper.
It was one of the most watched shows of all time.
really
The
don't
New
have to
York
whisper.
Yankees. They played one of the biggest baseball teams out there. They were on an episode of Seinfeld.
They were on
several episodes.
A bunch of episodes. They didn't even change their names.
You just changed what you said because of what we said to you. It's clearly not a secret.
It's a secret.
Dan, could you dig real deep here?
You are a reporter. You
Yeah.
might have
You're
something
looking
we
for
don't
something
know.
that you might only know if you hung out in baseball locker rooms.
Right, like some
Absolutely.
gossip, some
A little
juice, some
gossipy
Hugo.
stuff. All right, this one I'm going to have to whisper really quietly because I don't want the word to get out about this one. Did you know that underneath baseball uniforms, players wear a cup over their genitals?
Yeah, obviously they do that.
They wear a protective cup.
Absolutely.
So when
not
you
a
see
secret.
somebody get hit in the genitals, it's not as painful as it might appear. Still painful, but not as painful as it appears.
This is fairly common knowledge, and I would add that despite I think all players should, some players, like some outfielders, don't.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Slow down, Jordan. I got to write this into Pitchy Leaks.
No, oh come on.
Getting the secrets
This
here.
is not worth.
No, for an inside source, a popular sports broadcaster told me sometimes outfielders don't wear a cup.
Whoa. What's this I'm seeing on the site? You've printed transcripts of the last meeting between Angela Merkel and Barack Obama?
Yep. Transcripts of Angela Merkel and Barack Obama.
It's off to the side. You didn't even highlight it. You just have like a tiny link. You have a giant thing about the Blue Jays being in Toronto, but I mean this is a big meeting that they just had.
But it's not very pitchy, is it?
Oh my God.
It's Angela Merkel and Barack Obama. That's not pitchy. That's more of WikiLeaks, my friend Mr. Assange.
Oh, sure, but
his thing.
It's relevant and important information. Literally everything you've told us are things that anyone who has even a passing interest in baseball would already know.
Do you know Ty Cobb used to sharpen his cleats?
Yeah.
But so did most players of that era.
Pitchy leaks.
All right, I think that's all the time we have.
Okay,
for you,
thank you, Dan.
All right, I got some secrets about sports podcast.
What? Like what?
When you say Phil's going out for burritos, he's actually in the room.
What?
Ah!
Okay, guys, so we have New Year's resolutions from famous athletes from around the world.
That'll be fun because of the secret microphones.
Absolutely. Picked up on our series of secret microphones. So here we go. We're going to throw them out. LeBron James. New Year's resolution 2014.
Right.
Get someone from Cleveland to talk to him.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah. It's a real bummer. Tiger Woods. And I got this one direct from him. Only bang waitresses from classy joints like the Olive Garden. Wait,
Yeah.
no, Olympic skiers. Meant to say Olympic skiers.
Wait, is he meeting Olympic skiers who work at Olive Garden?
Wait, waitresses that are Olympic skiers?
No, he
I'm
just means
by this
not
resolution.
waitresses at all, Olympic skiers.
Oh, okay.
So I
Lindsey
thought they
Vonn.
still meant waitresses from classy joints like
Olive-
Olympic skiers.
I was really
Obviously-
stuck on the Olive Garden thing.
Obviously, before Lindsey Vonn dropped out of the Olympics.
Oh!
So who knows? Maybe he is still planning on banging Olympic skiers.
And maybe she's now waitressing at Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Could be. Olympic skiers also way hotter than waitresses at any restaurant that I know.
Not the Olive Gardens I go to.
Olympic skiers are pretty hard. Michael Phelps. New Year's resolution 2014. Michael Phelps. Get Funyuns.
See, that sounds like something he may have just said on New
Yep.
Year's Eve.
Yeah, that might just be
No,
after
taking
no,
a bong rip.
I called him to confirm. That was all he said. I think he's really enjoying his retirement.
It's an
I
easy
really-
resolution.
Yeah, absolutely. David Beckham, fashion icon, retired soccer player David Beckham, just wants to get that one hair to stay down.
Oh, man.
He's been trying for so long and it just won't do it.
See, I don't know that he's been trying that hard.
Yeah, no, clearly not. He's got but he's
This
very
is the year.
fixated on his hair. Yeah, and this is the year that it's going to happen. Blake Griffin, he told me 2014 New Year's resolution. He said 3 words: 3-point dunk.
Yes! NBA Jam style.
Slamma jamma from the 3-point line.
Oh, man. It's a buzzer beater and a dunk all rolled into
Blake
one.
Griffin's doing it in 2014, so it could be in the end of this season, maybe the beginning of next season. Both
I
in
look
2014.
forward to that.
That's what he has. Soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo, best soccer player in the entire world, invest in hair gel company. I think he just sees that as a good investment. He uses a lot of hair gel.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
he'll be. It's kind of like insider trading. He's then buying more
Kinda,
hair gel to
yeah.
boost his
Yeah,
stocks.
absolutely. Derek Jeter, 2014, wants to figure out what the kids are into these days.
Is he old?
He's
Yeah.
he's not really, but in baseball terms, yeah, he's.
Oh, okay.
So
That's the joke.
Ah.
thank you, Jordan. Peyton Manning, New Year's resolution for 2014. He wants to do anything but lose to the Patriots in the playoffs. Seriously, he would rather die than another year of answering those questions over and over and over. So,
Well,
yeah.
he'll have a chance, or he should have a chance.
Yeah. And I like it. They just had the best year in the history of quarterbacking. Shaun White, Olympic snowboarder Shaun White.
Oh, this guy's he's the flying tomato.
Get Funyuns.
See, it sounds like he was hanging out with
Him
Michael
and Michael
Phelps.
Phelps might have been hanging out prior
both
to-
go
prior to
like
coming up with
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle style. Both
Yeah.
go and get.
I would
Funyuns.
love to see 2 Olympians just take bong rips and then think of their grocery store order.
Yeah,
what
you
they're gonna-
could.
because they consume a lot of calories, you see, so they would have
Yeah,
a lot-
Michael
a large-
Phelps, like when he was, it was like 4,000 calories a day. That he
Oh,
was
that
eating.
would
Or-
be so great.
3 bags of Funyuns.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Sidney Crosby, hockey player Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins, 2014. Find a decent scented moisturizer that won't be overpowering or feel too oily.
Yeah,
That's my
pretty tricky.
resolution.
He didn't specify hands or face. I know he's particular about both.
A good
Yeah,
moisturizer
so-
you can use on both.
Yeah.
feels right.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot that I don't
Joel.
know about moisturizing,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Feel this skin.
Okay, A-Rod. The one thing he wants to accomplish in 2014, New Year's resolution, A-Rod, play a baseball game.
Yeah, that'd be a good one for him.
Not games. He wants to just at least get one in.
Bring his A game or play A game?
No, play in a baseball game.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. Yasiel Puig, Dodgers rookie last year, coming up in a big season.
He's hot.
Right, absolutely. Wants to figure out a system for getting the pedals straight in his car.
Oh, man.
He's always finds those tricky. This is how he gets pulled over to a 97 in a 50 zone in Alabama.
He's done that twice
People
now.
think he's reckless. He just doesn't. He's like, oh, wait, which one? Oh.
I can see how that'd be
I'm from
confusing.
Cuba. It's so different there. Not really.
Racist.
Yeah. It's nationist. Oh,
yeah.
Well. Anyway, and finally, rounding it out, our favorite, Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow, we didn't get this into the watch update, but Tim Tebow's 2014 New Year's resolution is he finally just wants to throw the football through the damn tire swing in his backyard. He finally wants to get it through. He's been trying for so long, and he's never quite hit it.
I think if he's out there with Pop for a few more weeks.
Yeah, for a little longer.
Dad, I don't want your life.
Is that a Varsity Blues reference?
That is.
Wow.
For you, the listeners of Sports Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I personally recommend a wonderful book called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Joel saw the movie. He said that it was okay. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Again, that's audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network for your free audiobook. And now it's time for another Weird Sportsman! Weird Sportsman.
Is this our third?
This is our
number
third
3.
Weird Sportsman,
Yeah.
and I think we're jumping the gun on everybody loves Weird Sportsman.
No, everybody.
Yeah.
I've already heard the feedback
Everyone
from
is
the masses.
arriving at an opinion about Weird Sportsman.
We've gotten a lot of people submitting Weird Sportsmen to us through our social media.
Are
So,
they
if you're
themselves? Is
listening-
it like this guy, Roy?
Yeah, it probably is. Well, this week's Weird Sportsman is very special because it's ripped from the headlines. This week's Weird Sportsman, Dennis Rodman.
Wow, yeah, he is had a
Maybe
colorful
one of
life.
the weirdest weird sportsmen of all time.
I watched the video from him in North Korea, and I went, well, that's a weird sportsman.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I looked him up on Wikipedia.
And you probably don't even need to. I mean, we just covered North Korea. I'm guessing you're not even going to get to North Korea.
You know what? I'm going to skip down a little bit for Dennis Rodman.
We
He's
also
a basketball
covered
player.
early
right?
life.
Yeah.
Philander Rodman Jr. father left the family when Dennis was rather young.
Oh, okay.
I can
I'm
tell you
going to
that.
skip
not
down
surprising.
to the intro where it says, apart from basketball.
Oh boy.
Apart from basketball, Rodman is a retired part-time professional wrestler and actor. He was a member of the NWO and fought alongside Hulk Hogan at 2 Bash on the Beach events. He had his own TV show, The Rodman World Tour, and had lead roles in action films Simon Says and Double Team alongside Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Lead roles?
Yeah.
he was a lead.
I
in
gotta go
Double
back
Team.
and watch these. I didn't even know.
I've seen both of them. I saw them both when they first came out. They're wonderful. Both films were critically panned, with the latter earning Rodman a triple Razzie Award.
Whoa!
Yep, Razzie opposite of the Academy Awards, but kind of the same. He appeared in several reality TV series and was the winner of $222,000 main prize on the 2004 edition of Celebrity Mole.
Wait, what?
Yep.
He won the $22,000 big prize.
$222,000.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, 200. I was gonna say that's not that much for a former basketball player to win $22,000 on a game show. It's not.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like this is also. I mean, that's got to be part of the game show. I feel like they intentionally put it low enough that everyone watching had to be like, "Oh, that's enough money that that you can see him going for it," assuming they really need it.
This was 2004, though, back when winning $1 million was almost unheard of. This was like before Who Wants to Be a Millionaire's first winner.
No, it wasn't. Who
no,
Wants to
it
Be a
was.
Millionaire's first winner was in 1997.
Are you
I was gonna
sure?
say, it was when
Maybe
I was in, like, high school.
1998.
You're
Yes,
kidding me.
Yes, it was in the 90s.
It was that long ago?
It was.
I was
This
wrong.
is about television, Phil. How do you not know this?
I assumed it was later. I thought I remembered it being later.
It might be
Because I remember the
definitely before
guy
2000.
who used he still had his lifeline to call, and then he called and said, "I just wanted to let you know that I won $1 million."
Speaking as the television outsider, Phil, I'm a little perturbed that that you didn't know that.
Shut your mouth. All right, skipping basketball career, played for the Pistons, played for the Spurs, played for the Bulls.
Oh, it should be noted that he won 8 rings, right?
Yep, 8
Oh my
rings.
gosh,
Titles?
yeah,
I think he was
2.
on all 6 Bulls teams, and he won the 2 with the Pistons. Do you remember back when he was with the Pistons and his hair was normal? And
Yeah, and then, Chuck Daly got fired, and there you go.
wow.
Personal life. Marriages.
We are actually completely skipping his basketball career then.
Yeah.
No,
Well, his
no
basketball
kicking the
career is not-
cameraman. No.
Oh, he kicked a cameraman.
In the junk.
Yeah. Right.
Personal life. Marriages. Rodman's
right.
first wife was Annie Bix, with whom he had a daughter named Alexis, born 1988.
Rodman has kids?
Oh, yeah, one that's almost our age.
Oh, come on. That guy is very virile.
Yep.
Yeah, but still, it's a little disturbing. I never
true.
thought about it before.
They divorced in the early 1990s so that Rodman could marry model Carmen Electra in November 1998
Woo!
in the Little Chapel of the Flowers in Las Vegas, Nevada.
It seems like usually Carmen Electra goes for the real sort of grounded, down-to-earth, level-headed sort of guys.
6 months later, divorced.
What? Oh, well, see, that explains it. She wasn't level-headed enough for
Yeah.
him.
Alcohol issues.
Didn't he date Madonna?
He had an affair with Madonna, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think she was
Madonna had an
married.
affair with. I've had 3 affairs with Madonna. This week.
If anybody pays enough attention to you, Madonna will probably have an affair with you. So.
It's probably true, unless you're a PA, in which case, don't look her in the eyes. Alcohol issues.
You
Rodman
have to look her
entered-
in the eyes to have an affair with her.
Yeah, it's true.
Boom.
Rodman entered an outpatient rehab center in Florida in May 2008. In May 2009, his behavior on Celebrity Apprentice led to an intervention, which included Phil Jackson, as well as Rodman's family and other friends. Rodman initially refused to enter rehab because he wanted to attend the Celebrity Apprentice reunion show.
Ooh.
A little bit of an attention whore, this one.
I like the
Yeah.
idea that he was on not the show Intervention, but a different reality show, and they staged an intervention for him on it.
It's
Was
true.
Was the
So
intervention on the show?
Well, that's the thing. In 2009, Rodman agreed to appear on a 3rd season of Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. So that's how they did it. Rodman remained at the as a patient at the Pasadena Recovery Center for the 21-day treatment cycle. A week after completion, he entered a sober living facility in the Hollywood Hills, which was filmed for a 2nd season of Sober House. During episode 7 of Sober House, Rodman was shown being reunited with his mother, Shirley, from which he was estranged for 7 years. During the same visit, Shirley also met Rodman's 2 children for the first time. On January 10th, 2010, on the same day that Celebrity Rehab premiered, Rodman was removed from an Orange County, California restaurant for disruptive behavior. In March 2012,
sober disruptive behavior,
Nope.
presumably. What?
In March 2012, Rodman's financial advisor said, "In all honesty, Dennis, although you're a very sweet person, is an alcoholic. His sickness impacts his ability to get to work."
My
North
goodness.
Korea visits. Let's not make this too sad and move on from the sad stuff.
I feel like Dennis Rodman at a certain point decided to himself, hey, you know what the real reality show is? The news.
Yeah.
That's the reality show I should be going for.
And that's why in February 26, 2013, Rodman made a trip to North Korea with Vice Media. Vice, the popular hard-hitting program.
Oh, I thought it was the backup to the actual media.
Yeah, it's like the president media and the vice president, yeah. To host basketball exhibitions. He met North Korean Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un, and the two formed a wonderful friendship.
I wouldn't describe it as wonderful.
It's pretty
I
good.
Would not.
I think they're very much.
They have
really
a lot
good
of mutual
buds.
respect.
Real good buds, that does not make it wonderful, in my opinion.
Rodman and his travel party were the first known Americans to have met Kim. He later said Kim was a friend for life. He even did the number 4 with his hands and suggested that President Barack Obama pick up the phone and call Kim, since the two leaders were basketball fans. Pick up the phone and call. We have something to talk about.
Diplomacy is
Kim
so
Jong-un,
easy.
I'd like to talk to you about also being a basketball fan. So the whole conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do a
again,
very racist Kim Jong-un impression.
But through a
diplomacy is so
translator, he
easy
would
through-
say, "I too am a basketball fan.
Yeah.
and my country is in famine."
Yep. 2 more North Korean visits, and now the ongoing saga continues today. Rodman and Un. And that brings an end to another Weird Sportsman. Over to get
Citizens of Podcast Town, this brings to the close another sports
Sports.
podcast. Before we go, Phil would like to give you our contact information.
You can email us at sportspodcast@gmail.com. That's sportspodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at sports3podcast. That's at sports3podcast. You can find us on Facebook by searching sports podcast, your little top bar thingy. You can find us on Stitcher Radio. Download the Stitcher app today at stitcher.com and search sports podcast. You can find us on YouTube by going to youtube.com/comedypodnet. That's youtube.com/comedypodnet. While you're there, please subscribe, leave us a little comment. You can find us on
iTunes
by searching sports3 space podcast. That's sports3 space podcast. While you're there, please rate and review. It helps out the show. Or for all of our back episodes, go to comedypodcastnetwork.com.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Joel.
Yeah. Hey, did you know that Dennis Rodman's been spending so much time in North Korea that he's actually changed his name?
Oh, yeah?
He's now Dennis Rodman. Like Kim Jong-un.
Lights off.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.